So about 3 hours from now, another video is going to pop up, and then 3 hours from that second video, a third video is going to pop up, as we are, yes, I finally have my hands on 92F. This is the third iteration, because it says F3. And yeah, what you see here is what you're going to get. Probably 2 or 3 runs minimum. We'll see. 2 runs minimum. I want to do 3. And if you want to test other characters out, I recommend you get the game yourself. There are a couple of platforms to get it on, so yeah. And actually, I should random this, or pseudo-random this again. There's no way for you to know for sure that I'm doing this fully random. All you have is me telling you that it's random, as I do ill-fated. Well, okay, that happens to be lucky. Oh, that's right. I never came out with the update video either, so you don't. So those who don't know it's actually updated as I get into 1 Cthulhu. So as we get into Cthulhu, ill-fated character exclusive Koji, and maybe we get fast hands. Nope. Well, deduction will help, but if we don't get it, that's why I'm doing at least 2 or 3 runs, or 3 runs really. If I don't get it in 3 runs, then I think that also shows, you know, consistency is a thing. That said, hold on, Takeshi-san. Second encounter, strength, second mystery, charisma, dexterity, and we'll move on. Of course, I never force anyone, you know, you might want to get certain people back into World of War right now. 1, just leave them to 1.0, and 2, don't really backseat them. I know it's hard to do. There's not really, I mean, there's going to be backseating, but we can definitely decrease it. Actually, we could get rid of all the bad backseating if we really wanted to, but this day and age, anywho. So, yeah, this video is going to be Koji, the next one's probably going to be Mizuki, and then the third one I have yet to decide. I have a few ideas, but other than that, there's not really too much to test, because all of it can be theoretically solved, like everything in World of Horror, but for me, I'm doing Koji and Mizuki specifically, if not for content, then for my own sake. Also, if you haven't already noticed, you can tell what mysteries are on the board based on the icons, but you can also just still look at the name. So this one has eels, that one has a household that is going bad. Mermaids is, well, it has a mermaid on it. Scissors has the sigil and a picture of, I assume, the lost person. They have a name, I'm sorry. And then Sailors is what looks like fishing tools right there, but again, the more you know. So the game's slowly being filled out within the past year. But, anywho, let's prepare and we'll see what we can get. What we want is what the title of this video should be. If I don't put it in the title, it should be Fast Hands. But I'll also walk you through any changes that I may note. None of which appeared there, but there is a change in the hardware, the heavy-duty flashlight. Among other things. So, if nothing else, I'm going to be playing more like how I would play on Harbinger with certain experimental testing here. Excuse me, here and there. Oh, I didn't eat yet, but all I did was like drink some juice. So school max threat level. What's our next max level? Forest. Let's see, sailors. Thank goodness I have the icons. Maybe I'm more a visual learner. Graph. Yeah, scissors, sailors. Okay, even with just those two, if I knew I had footage or something, or botanist, I would focus forest. But now, since the police station, it costs 1 doom, so you're still gonna jump in here if you're about to enter vigil. But you want to switch over to, was it school? But you want to switch over to, yeah, it was, mansion, then you can do so. It costs you 1 doom, but that's better than max threat level mansion all over the place. Or even, let me check right here. Is it just the, yeah, dangerous is stamina recent penalties, whereas low, it's just the modifier. Here and there. Of course, there could be bugs still. The patch got rid of a number of bugs, but it's not all, yeah, it's not all there. Also, we are on ill-fated, so I have to remember that as I'm taking these checks. But otherwise, like a good majority of the quote-unquote changes or the notes in the patch were bugs, but there were also a few changes that did affect you. One of which being the Witch's Tree, because I may or may not visit it. You can only use it twice on Harbinger. On every other difficulty, you can use it 3 times, but I was already practicing. So I guess this video will also serve as a quick go over of the changes. And yeah, so I think this is the damage is based on allies. I don't remember what the multiplication here is, but essentially how this works is I think it works as a regular attack. If you prep this, I believe it's 100% as you would expect. And then every attack boost adds 10%. I would assume so. And it's part of the offensive action, so you can't get cheeky and use it in a ghost encounter. However, for playthroughs with allies, mainly Mizuki runs, This can be nice because, well, she may not have the best weapon equipped, so if your ally... I know this can go up to 6 and 8 damage. You're not guaranteed to do that amount, so it's not a bug if you are trying it at home and you don't hit... you do not hit the damage that you see on the right, because I guess it's supposed to be treated more as 0 to 2, or whatever the heck it is. I don't know. I'm not saying that as a negative thing, I don't know what the heck it is, but anywho. I could use the handcuffs here, but I've already gotten a concussion, so I'm not going to do that. I will keep rolling on RNG, because it's RNG. So, 4 stamina, but we get a baseball bat out of it, at least. And if I can get fast... I believe it's fast hands. It's not innate KOUJI, right? I mean, maybe KOUJI should... Okay, so I might as well go over it. If I never get it, I'll go over it. So, fast hands, if you get KOUJI's perk fast hands, either through playing as KOUJI, or just being... I should actually do this for experience, by the way. Or in an all-perk run, then if you have it and you perform the improvised action in battle, because there's an... improvise for a weapon is the whole name of the action, then you get 2 items instead of 1. The first item is the same as it is. It's either a branch or broken bottle, but the second one, to my knowledge, is either a brick, which does 5 damage when thrown, or an empty bottle, which does 4 damage when thrown. But also, you can use the empty bottle in the bath, or you could sell it for 1 fund. So, it may not be the most optimal, I agree, because I'm thinking about it, but what you can do is, if nothing else, I think the most that you would want to do is make, is turn a value turn into more damage. What I mean by that, and this usually applies later in a run, because you might do it in the same battle, but when I thought about it more, so what you want to do, and of course you're not going to use this in a -3 damage encounter or 4, but if you got Kana, and now I do have Kana, and now enemies that do 2 do 1, for a later mystery, maybe I lose Kana, or maybe I lose my damage mitigation, so on the 4th or 5th mystery, enemies start doing 3 damage, 4 damage, and what I'd want to do there is, on a previous mystery, basically eat 2 to 3 staminas worth of, or 2 to 3 turns worth of damage, which may be 2 or 3 stamina now. I didn't get fast hands, by the way. But that's 2 or 3 turns, so that's at least 7 damage minimum, because broken branch, or just say you got a branch, but then you only got the empty bottle, you never got a brick. That's 7 damage that you can use for later in the 4th or 5th mystery, and you may even pick up improvise, but I usually don't assume that I'm going to get both of those perks, because even if you're playing a character exclusive perk run, it's not guaranteed. But what I can say, oh my goodness, mermaids into scissors, well, I guess I'm doing mermaids into scissors. I can handcuff the guy, so what I would take scissors, but I'm not healthy. Anywho, yeah, but so what you do, and maybe you get improvise. If you do, it's even better, yeah, than you would build into it. But if you don't, you store that 7 damage, you 14 or 21, depending on the number of turns you improvise for, and you can get a guaranteed kick. I would like to show you. Actually, I think I still can show you, but the point is that 7 you're doing 7 damage in that turn on a future encounter instead of just eating. Oh my goodness, I'm dead. Well, it's a good thing I'm doing several runs. You're doing 7 damage on a future, say, 4th mystery encounter, and not taking the damage that, say, Akamanto would do to you with -3 all, so you don't have to think about bracing, as opposed to the doing 7 damage in the encounter in your first mystery, which may only do 1 or 2 stamina damage, because arguably 2 stamina is a lot less than -3 all. So let me randomize this again, quote unquote. Again, though, as you can see, fast hands is not guaranteed, so it's more a strat where if you see it, you can think about it. And I think that's, oh my goodness, other night, Aaron. You can think about it, but you should have, just like chess moves. Wait, it's not 3, is it? No, it's 4. Katak. Yeah, you can think of, like, have all of these strats in your mind so that when they appear, you can use them. Fast hands being one of them, if I can even get fast hands. But if I don't, I mean, that's just this channel, and I recommend you get the game yourself. But second, dexterity, strength, Takushi-san, maybe knowledge. But that's pretty much the dream roll, because theoretically you shouldn't fail any of those, especially since, well, I know I like building into strength, but anywho. I really should have rested that first run, but bad things happened. Let's see your library notes. Alright, Book of Gore. I think you can now finally get the Broken Bone from here, which does -1 strength, -1 dexterity. That was more a bug, but in case you forgot, that is an injury in this game. And, The notes went away! I was like, why can't I sell my notes? Oh, because they disappeared after one use. They usually don't, but there's a lot to go over. There's a lot to go over. Sorry if I interrupt conversation to think about other stuff, but essentially, again, another metaphor I use, I think I've said it before, so that's why I said it again. A metaphor I use for World of Horror is that you're playing chess against an old god. Realistically, you're playing it against the game itself or the AI, but still, that doesn't change the fact that there are many permutations, literally permutations of events that you can do. I don't have to take Festival first, I don't have to take Eels first, but I choose to because, well, then it's more kind of decided because you usually want Kana. Vigil is a picture of the Vigil Sigil, I want to say? Sailors. And let me try to guess. Mermaids? Mermaids. So, Eels, Vigil, Sailors, Mermaids, Festival. Well, this is a nicer run, so even if I got fast hands, it wouldn't be the contributing factor to my victory here if I win. Again, it's not guaranteed, but on this channel, I've made more human errors than bad luck, I will admit. Still, though, I would not say that my bad luck is good, on average. So, yeah. And keep in mind, whenever you ask me for an opinion, I'm not saying, like, I'm not trying to stop people from asking me questions. I'm just saying that, I'm just saying that my perspective of balance in this game revolves around a vacuum of runs. So if you're relying on Katana, which is it's not a reliable strat, but it is a good strat to think about. So, yeah, I look at, anyway, we'll talk about that in a moment, because, yeah, Heavy Duty Flashlight now costs 3 funds, but on Harbinger, the price of everything increases by 1 fund, so therefore it's 4 funds on Harbinger. But for good reason. I mean, if nothing else, take the Heavy Duty Flashlight and the Monkey Wrench. I believe, are unlockables as your reward for unlocking things in game. Otherwise, have fun playing vanilla, because I think I was trying to record, like, you know, a progression series of, like, kind of guiding a new player. It was so miserable to play on Harbinger with no monument, no history club or school nurse, no prepare, I believe. No vending machine, but that's more a me thing, but you get the point. It's a pretty... I should actually do that more often. Anywho, we'll switch to school because we have mermaids and scissors. So, yeah, also we'll visit the seaside. We have Kana right now, I might as well. I also have the inspiring novel, which I could sell. What happened to... Oh, yeah, because I keep... See, I haven't adjusted to it yet, where I held 4 funds and bought the heavy-duty flashlight, and I was like, oh, I still have 1 fund, but I could have run into out of funds. Anywho, so much to talk about, so little time. For the veterans or those who are knowledgeable about World of War, I'm not going over anything new, but maybe you hear something that tickles your brain, and either you argue against it, or if at the bare minimum, I want your brain to be engaged, whether you're correcting me on something or learning something. So, and then again, Kana adds 2 damage or whatever the heck it is. But anywho, so yeah, this I would want to. I should just do it here. Again, there are no stakes right now. I'm not doing a challenge video or a series, so. Yeah, so as you can see, improv is 120. I don't know if it's always 120. It seems to be that case, because unless there's a hidden multiplier, but I swear it's always 120, which means you're guaranteed a kick. So it's not like you do nothing, or maybe you fit another action if we get more in 1.0, but theoretically, or at minimum, it's always 7 damage, because you will always pick up a branch or a break. Granted, you may need fast hands. Let's check to make sure. Yeah, you need fast hands. And don't be fooled, when you level up, fast hands says you can switch weapons during encounters. Maybe that should be added in, but maybe the developer was afraid it'd be too much text or too much information overflow. But compared to not letting people know that that's what happens, I don't know. I should check the community just to be sure that that's either a graphical bug or maybe the developer decided not to. There I would kind of be like, well, you probably should, but I mean, again, I'm not saying that. No. Well, I mean, it is legit criticism, right? Because if you level up, I can show you. If I do level up, I'll show you. But yeah, if you have fast hands, just know it'll happen. Trust me. I've done tests. I want to show you in video form so that you're not just you're not just relying on believe me, bro. But obviously, those who have World of War right now know, and nice stats still don't matter. I guess no. That's fair. That's fair enough. No, actually, it's not, because when you think about, also, I know that puts me under. I do have emergency healing in case I lose Bath. That's really the only way I die here. Well, I'd have to forget the spells to prevent dying, but Yeah, so, yeah, when you level up, Fast Hands will just say, can switch, equip, something like that effect, but it won't tell you that your improvised action is enhanced, which I guess is what you could add to it instead of trying to add more. Because there's only so much more. There's only so much information. I'm not going to expect it to say something like gives you a broken branch or a bottle, and then gives you a chance for a brick and an empty. I'm not going to expect that, but some words telling you that it's better would do so. Because if you're interested in the meta and whatnot, then you will look it up. So I mean, that's a whole other argument, or that's a whole other thing to talk about. But anywho, moving on. Don't I have? Oh no, a festival vigil. Oh. I mean, I can avoid Vigil's boss, so that's not so much. It's mermaids and sailors that I have to make sure I have stuff for. If I get Fast Hands, I don't need to worry about sailors, if at all. Why did I like? Oh, because I have mermaids. Okay. Just making sure. This is reason? Yeah, 4 reason. So I need 4 reason. I am sitting on full stamina, by the way. Do I want to gamble? If it asks for reason, I can't give it that. I mean, I have Book of Gore, yes, but my luck with injuries in Book of Gore has been so bad, so, not gonna do that. So we will do this, though, because, listen, there are good events, although I wouldn't doubt you if you said that there were a lot of bad events. I should have gotten rid of that. I didn't even know I got bitten by Kapak. Well, it's not like dexterity or perception matter too much anyway, even with the changes. If you didn't know, the chainsaw is now a perception weapon, and the do-it-yourself flamethrower in Botanist is now dexterity. I'll just let that sink in. If you don't know what those are, basically, it's a lot harder to get the chainsaw in Harbinger reliably without losing the run, and getting the do-it-yourself flamethrower on Harbinger is pretty much a challenge in itself. That said, I mean, I guess if I somehow die here, I will use Book of Gore, but anywho, I could also, yeah, you know what? Let's go in here and get the painkillers while getting rid of this infected wound. Maybe it turns into Discharge Summary. Maybe it turns into Hasty Aid. Thank goodness. Actually, no, because in an actual challenge video, I will not get the I will not get Discharge Summary. Anyway, so here it says, allow switching equipment during combat encounters. You could, but it's not just the improvise action because you have a perk called Improvise, but now I think I would prioritize Fast Hands. Maybe. It'll depend. If I already ran into Dull Nurse, it's all situational still. I'm not going to deny that. If I already ran into Dull Nurse or Burning Man or any encounter where I can improvise action reliably, I would obviously take Improvise. But otherwise, Fast Hands is the one. And then Reporter's Bag helps both. They basically all synergize with each other. Are you going to get all of them? That's a different story. But anywho. Yeah, I'll just Book of Gore if I need to, or try to anyway. I have the handcuffs as well, but I think that's reason damage if I failed that. And this is stamina. I could handcuff him, but I don't want to. So well, I could try to do it here. Because I'm just going to insta. Oh, I forgot to equip the camera. Thank goodness, Fast Hands. Even though that's human error, so theoretically that shouldn't happen. But no, I don't want to throw this. I want to do this because I think next turn I may. No, not really. Well, actually, no, because... So, again, we're going to try it here, and just, you know, if you're watching this, use your own brain to think of ways you can work with this. So, I'm going to eat the 2 stamina damage here, but I get 5 damage and 3 damage. And if I had a better weapon, maybe I could get out, or if I want to take a risk, I could do this and basically have 5, 3, 3. So that's 11 damage to throw at something later on. And his damage doubled, so I don't want to improvise anymore, but... You get the point. Unfortunately, I think I do have to throw something, but if nothing else, I got 5 damage out of it. So, this is for low damage enemies. Not, I think majority of enemies have a lot of HP, but Obsessed Man, this is a Fast Hands strat. If you are taking Fast Hands, again, if you're on an all perks run and you see Adrenaline or Fast Swimmer, I mean, maybe actually I'd have to think about it. But here I know I can do this and throw a branch and be perfectly fine. So, that Improvise got me... I mean, we could also think the other. I could have just attacked him the first turn and defeated him. Actually, if it was... No, because... Let me actually sit here and think. Sorry if you don't like this, but this is what this channel is going to be. Because... He had 13 HP, right? Yeah, he had 13 HP. Or did he? No, he had 11 HP? Question mark? Why am I forgetting this? Hold on, I have the log here. Let me just make sure of this. I mean, you can already... Those who know can do it. So, Brick... and I was off by... no, I perfect. So he had 11 HP, right? Granted, that's not always the case, but... Basically, there's no way for me to 1-turn him. And there's no reason to 3-turn him, because he's the Obsessed Man. His damage increases after the first turn. So basically, again... this also goes into something that what I said earlier. So you don't want to overkill something if you can get away with some damage. And this is what I mean by storing damage, because I picked up the brick, but I only needed to throw the 3 damage item, which was the branch, and then I defeat him with a prep strong. Again, there are not a lot of enemies that are that low, but if nothing else, I mean, you are probably going to run into one, so it would behoove you to try something like this. Of course, if it's a longer encounter, then it makes less sense to improvise action, because you won't be dealing enough damage and you'll be taking too much damage. Maybe, again, because the thing I said at the beginning, or near the beginning of this video, is that, say, even if I was being whacked by the apartment stalker for 2 stamina for 3 turns, if I'm getting 7 damage there, that's better than, because theoretically that 7 or 8 damage is damage that you would be doing in that turn, or the enemy. Compared to another enemy that may do, again, 3 or 4. But then you could say that, well, if you defeat the apartment stalker in 2 turns, then you can defeat that future enemy in 2 turns as well. So you'd be saving things. Maybe? It would depend on, again, it's all dependent on what you run into and the permutations of events. So if you run into apartment stalker and then the twisted corpse, that's one thing. If you run into the apartment stalker and then you have to fight Akamanto, that's another thing. But you have handcuffs and then you have to think about all this other stuff, you know. Excuse me. So, actually, we need to grab stuff. Ah! My throat! I'm just gonna well, no, I can't, because, oh goodness, hold on. Yeah, I can't, because... Do I want to pop it? I should have popped it now, then. That would have saved me more, but then that's the inspiring novel use. Again, it's a lot to think about. Someone could maybe persuade me one way or the other. But at least you have me to test things out, right? So, handcuffs... I would probably handcuff him, right? Can I handcuff him? Why do I not? Also, remembering information would help too. But, just a quick 10-second tangent. I might want to suggest, if it's at all possible, the developer could probably just say no, but if we could just either mod or randomize, or even minimum randomize, but mod base enemy at events through the game, of course, not through modifying files, because that's a no-no for World of War. But anywho. Yeah, I think I just want to... If I had more... Because I think, yeah, I'm stuck here. I can't rest anymore. I guess we will take these out. I'm not going to pop Inspiring Novel. And I could just notice his face and get away for Doom. Actually, that's a lot more Doom, but... Let's think about this. So, what do I get in a turn guaranteed? Because I normally am not rolling on RNG. So, I get 8 damage, and that's kind of average most of the time, unless they're always getting the Monkey Wrench. But, or other weapons that you may get bonus damage. I don't even know if I have bonus damage. I guess I'm going to do it in C because he has 35 HP anyway. So, okay, so he does take bonus damage. So I do 10 damage a turn. I could lose 6 stamina total unless he raises his axe, but... or I could throw the brick and guarantee. So... Again, this is also situational. It's very specific to the permutation of events I ran into, because I had to run into an Obsessed Man, and then I had to fight Mad Janitor on the second mystery, because his HP would be different. Because now that he is at 25 HP, I can do this, and next turn he will be defeated. So, of course, I could have saved the brick for later, but if you could avoid damage at any point, again, you'd have to predict what you might run into in the future. But since I may not want to predict, or I may be wrong, I might as well guarantee that I can save a turn here, as opposed to later. Unless there's a way for me to optimize that encounter even more. Again, lots of things to think about. So, that I could think about, and could sit down and guarantee for sure. But also, I think the Obsessed Man was our second encounter, so... Moving on. I could have also handcuffed him, to save 2 stamina, but I think I'll save that for a future human enemy. So, what would have also been great was to pick up the empty bottle. So as I said, or as I would have said in the update video, which is not out because I guess I'm never putting that out, I did get fast hands during my second mystery, and if I had picked up an empty bottle, which is something you can pick up, that's essentially X plus more stamina healing, X being the number of baths you have left. So if I had gotten the empty bottle, I would have potentially gotten 4 stamina for that improvised action. So you have to think about that as well. Granted, enemies are doing a lot of damage on Harbinger, but those are numbers that you could forget about. And I forgot about until I actually ran into a conversation elsewhere. Not a recent conversation, but I was looking up things and trying to make sure. Yeah, Vigil Sailors, I can avoid the bosses of both. So let's actually go to Festival to get some healing done. So this is 6 Doom for 3 Stamina, 3 Reason, but it's well worth it. Even though this is nerfed, it's 6 Doom for 3 Stamina, 3 Reason. Or I could look for an ally, but that's RNG, so you take the better of both options. Or, in my mind, the better of both, which is guaranteed. Obviously, if I look for an ally and got Ryoko or Iwa, those are the 2 main offender allies of OP-ness, but, yeah, anywho. Then there's the Snoo monster here, but he does -2 walls, so, yeah, let's... I mean, he dies in 2 turns regardless, because the main threshold is to 1 turn this guy, but if I'm gonna take -2 wall, I'm gonna be able to Desperate Action anyway. The question is if I can do anything else. Like, maybe throw the Fire Axe? Also, yeah, Fire Axe is worse right now, right? Yeah. Let me just make sure. So, 100 minus 7 times... Oh, I have fast hands. What am I doing? Actually, you could do... You know what? Would that be much of a... Well, can I even do it? No, I can't. So what I wanted to do is Fire Axe and then switch to the Heavy Duty. What happens when I do this, by the way? But anywho, so yeah, this is obviously 85 minus 7 times 4. So that is 20, 57, 57, right? Or am I wrong? 64. Why is it 64 again? Am I going crazy? 64, 21. Oh, 3. It's times 3. Well, it's a 3 times multiplier? Really? I mean, that still the heavy duty flashlight's good, but yeah, that's a 3 times 1 multi. So knowledge times 3, 85 minus 21, 64. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. It would be a bit too fast. I wonder if was that stealth nerfed? I swear it was. Okay, anywho. And then strong attack. Let me just make sure. Yeah, again, I'm kind of solidifying my knowledge. So sorry if this is not what you want to see in your World of War gameplay, but so 85. I think it's actually times 25 to the base. That's why it's like, or is it times 1.5? I should just pull out a calculator. And I think it rounds correctly in this card. When you brace in round, it goes low, but 50%, 120, 128, 128, 1 times 85 times 1.5, 128 rounded. So it's, I think it's like 127.5, and then yeah, 127.5. And I think it's actually times 4. So knowledge times 4, 28. Yeah, that would be 99. And it is 99 here because it's 120. Well, 127 minus 7 times 4, which is 99. It's 99.5, but I guess it rounds down. I could also do this and go for a risk, but I'd have to hit 260%, which is 36% chance, and I don't believe I'm part of that. But okay, so one last thing. What I wanted to say is if I could do this and then switch to this and then queue up an attack here if it adds an axe attack with a heavy duty attack, because that's what happens when you throw something after you do it. So I'd assume that when you're queuing actions, it does that. But otherwise, you know, that is interesting actually. But that's actually lower chance to hit. Otherwise, if they both are... It would be a bug if instead I did attacks with heavy-duty flashlight, switch to Fire Axe, and then it all used the Fire Axe damage. That I wouldn't do, but the reason why I'd accept the other one, where you have a flashlight attack and a Fire Axe attack, is because you have fast hands, technically. If you think in dungeon crawler terms, you have a free action. So you hit him with a flashlight, fast hands to Fire Axe, which would be cool. Actually, do I? If that works, do I? No, that's only 2. No, that's... yeah, it's not enough. It would be cool though, but also it's not very optimal. So what I could do, okay, what I could do is do this. How much damage does it do when thrown? 5. And then I did 9, so I could throw this. Is this a fire axe? If it's the heavy duty, it won't kill. It's not. So, I mean, I lost the fire axe for that, but hey. Experiment. I would like improvise. Deduction's great, but at this point we want the synergy. So now when I do improvise, and again, you're not always guaranteed it. On a character exclusive run, you are more guaranteed it. But I also have Book of Gore. So you know what? Actually, and this is a very my RNG is very good this run. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. But if you have it, it's I don't know if it's a god strat because well, with the Book of Gore, it's close enough as doesn't matter. But if you didn't have Book of Gore, you only had Fast Hands Improvise. Again, you would have to go into an encounter that doesn't hurt you as much. So at this point, we're going to go into our 4th mystery. We do have Kana still, so Kana will make odd-numbered enemies do 2. So theoretically, I can still try to get away with it. The other use case has to do with predictions. So say I run into a 2 stamina encounter now, if I think I'm gonna die to reason or take more reason damage instead, I might as well just lose 4 stamina to get, well, now it would be 11 damage, because improvise adds 2 damage on top. Well, the improvise perk, why do we have 2 improvises? The improvise perk adds 2 damage to every thrown item. It's a static 2 damage on top. Therefore, now, if you improvise in 1 turn, you're guaranteed a minimum of 11 damage. It's a lot to say. You're guaranteed a minimum of 11 damage for 2 stamina damage. So if I go on to take 2 stamina damage, but I go, well, I'm in, well, let's just say, where I'm in Vigil, so I'm going to take a lot of reason damage. Or I'm about to run into the Rumu Ghost, so having 11 damage against her and then severing her twice would be worth it, because 2 turns I would improvise. Actually, this is a use case, but I think I'm not healthy right now. I have Book of Gore, but I mean, this is kind of around the HP you may have in Harbinger, and I'm just going to go into Vigil. Let's test it out. Practical. Let's sit here. You can think about it while I'm going through this, and yeah, I am taking a lot of reason damage, so that's that, but also, we have the camera flash action, which I never use, but let's just continue using Fast Hands for now. And now we have the sewing kit. So now I definitely have a lot of effective stamina right now. Theoretically, I have pseudo random, or at least a lot of stamina and reason with Book of Gore, but again, ignore that for a moment. So I take 4 stamina damage in 2 turns, but I get 22 HP's worth of damage. Then I run to Rumu Ghost, who might have a lot of HP, but I should be able to sever for at least 8 damage. So therefore, I can do 30 damage to Rumu Ghost. Bow, clap, bow, bow. And that's the actual use case here. If I run to the Whole Ridden Thing, that's bad luck. But even if I ran to Whole Ridden Thing, I would probably do this. Yeah, so if I run into... do we have a stamina encounter? Yeah, we do, right? Or we have the guy who shouts nonsense for Doom, which arguably 6 Doom, say he does 3 Doom per turn, 6 Doom for 22 damage, like... Again, what I have right now. This is reason damage, right? Is there a human enemy here? Yeah, the cult member, right? Anywho, I might as well painkiller. I actually have the painkillers too, so I have a lot more stamina. But we're not going to use this, but I want to do that. I passed it. I didn't know I was going to pass it, but I appreciate it. Meat Cleaver, I think I usually throw. So, yeah. Again, we would have to wait. And I don't have enough space, but... well, now I don't have enough space, but the Meat Cleaver is a lot of damage anyway. It's more than the Broken Branch and the Empty Bottle. Again, a lot of testing to do, but I can carry up to 4 items, so it's not impossible for me to get 22 damage minimum. So, I'd have to throw away the Vigil Pamphlet, but for those who like fighting the Vigil enemies, so... But if nothing else, say I want to lose everything else, and now we have a mask here. Actually, that might be better than the... No. Oh, it's the funny mask, though, but I didn't know. Anywho, moving on. So say, yeah, if I do run into an enemy, I can store everything but the Meat Cleaver, and also use the sewing kit if need be. I didn't run into any encounters, but again, It's all in the RNG. Also, nice. Book of Gore. I mean, I have stamina, and we're about to exit this mystery anyway, but I present to you Exhibit 10 quintillion 489 Z. Where I just have cut artery immediately. Also, I'm on Knight Errant. I forgot, but my Doom is so low that I didn't even notice. Oh, well, now we have the full Koji kit. I think deduction as well. Well, we did. That was the, sorry, that was the ill-fated run. But you get what I mean. We're gonna heal stamina here. Or, yeah, heal reason, sorry. But yeah, we have the full Koji kit now, except for deduction. But deduction actually does, because you level up faster, and therefore you're more likely to pick up everything. You have 5 general perks to roll into. So, luck, no strength, but there is luck. So, the chance of you getting every single Koji perk is low. That said, if you're not going to take deduction and you grab basically the 3 direct synergizers with each other, then you have something. Also, I never popped the inspiring novel. I guess I might as well pop it now. But you get what I'm saying. If you can come up with a strat, or there are ways for you to apply this strat or not, then I've done my job. But is this better than 10 power? If the enemies I run into are all if I'm guaranteed to defeat all of them without any RNG, then yes, this is better. If not, because camera only, you can only use the camera flash option action if you have it equipped. But I think you can just have it in the inventory and it will proc. Let's find out. Additionally, I could, you know what? We're gonna do a thing. There was something else I forgot to. Oh, the nice ring. So let's use this, and I'm actually gonna because this is a me exclusive strat, and we also get the brick. So you know what? Fair enough. Oh, price hike. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine because I'm gonna do this twice. 6 Doom for a pack of cigarettes to pretty much guarantee encounters, and also speed up my improvised action if I decide to do it. At this point, though, I'm pretty much God build. Also, that's a major. Yeah, that's a major. Whoops. I guess I'm gonna Witch's Tree once. And, well, I don't need to level up anymore, so I can keep that on me. And let's get rid of this. So I just spent a lot of Doom, and I could get Knight Errant death here. But I had to get rid of that. But basically, if I'm okay on Doom here, I should be able to survive. What am I on? Sailors? So, yeah, I can throw the brick and the handcuffs away at the end, or I could handcuff Takeshi-san, but he should immediately die. I'll trade stamina if I run to the out of funds. But I do want to throw 2 things away before the end of this mystery. So, yeah, so here I might want to do a thing. I have every single stat check, right? Well, I can't remember. I can't remember my lighthouse. Do I need to, though, is the question. Yeah, this is 7 damage. This is 6 damage. And he's a vampire-type enemy, but out of curiosity, so with the Nicotine Rush buff, we don't get that. Oh, we do get that. I mean, this is the end of the run, but you could be level... Well, I mean, you're probably likely level 4 at the end of the run. Maybe 3? But even if I was level 3, I would have an 87% chance to hit. And I have the camera, by the way, so that's why... I'm pretty sure I did it, right? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. You have to have it equipped now? Or am I going crazy? Because I didn't see it in the chat. It would say that you take you disorient the enemy with the camera flash, but I could also throw the camera. If it's not gonna do anything, I might as well throw the camera now. But the point is, even if I didn't, so if the camera didn't proc, if it's 77, I still get this. Granted, this is with the Nicotine Rush buff, but this is a me exclusive strat. But things to think about. I did trade about 6 Doom to get the Nicotine Rush buff, but compared to losing Reason, sometimes. So yeah, and then this is free damage over here. I think I 2-turn him if I do this. Yeah, I do, don't I? And I get an empty bottle, but do I defeat him this turn? I do. And also using the Inspiring Novel buff. Can't forget about that. But even if that wasn't the case, again, I get to do this. So yeah, I get to do this, and I get a lot more value out of it. I have 5 slots, unless I'm bugged out right now. I think that's still... Okay, no, good. So, yeah, this is pretty much the low. So, why did I say 11? No, it's 11. So I have 22 damage right now, and then the handcuffs if I need it. Or I could throw this all away when I get to the end of the mystery, because, the end of the mystery. And we're on Sailors. I might even want to... I could humor this, but I'm not, because this boss is going to do more damage to me. Also Drenched, so that's going to ruin my stuff. But thank goodness we have all of this. Actually, is this my last encounter? Actually, I can throw the handcuffs away. No, we're going to do this, so... I could just run away too, but... Yeah. Do I one-turn him here? I think I two-turn him, but... No, I one-turn him. Yeah, no... Yeah, I one-turn him. So, here you go. Okay, so we're not at the end yet. But if I History Club for items... yeah, let's keep going. I can throw the... I'll throw the Funny Mask and the handcuffs away. Takushi-san shouldn't... Well, I've never taken this option before. Wow, really? Alright, cool. No, I can still do it. I think I can still do it. Please be on... No, I can't do it! Well, we're fighting this now. Can I improvise with this? No, I can't. I mean, I'm only taking -1 all. Thank goodness I have Kana here, by the way. But I can only do that, so... Well, listen, I think this is a good... Yeah, so I won't take up more of your time. Yeah. Also, we used the Inspiring Novel, but this is not ending A. Not that it matters. I'm gonna take a gamble here. I have Book of Gore. I have Book of Gore, actually, so... But if I didn't have Book of Gore, then, you know... Yeah, so that's not Timeline A. But we should be more than good on things. I did throw my empty bottle, so that's less healing I have, but I'm Gucci for the lighthouse, or I should be. I do have the 6th floor, but let's see. Yeah, I don't remember everything. I want to say I took Mermaid second. Even then, I don't think I die, right? Maybe unless I died at Takushi-san, maybe? Question mark? Let's see. Let's assume I brace against him. Yeah, I know. I survive no matter what, so let's go. Or I should survive. Are we on Katarufu? No, we're on Katak. Okay. I did eels first. What did I do second? Mermaids? I want to say mermaids. Yeah. Okay, so there's no way I die here. If I die here, I've made the mistake. But either way, yeah. So this video being as it is, use the strat to your convenience. Maybe. Well, I was really lucky, but how lucky I was? What did I say it was? It wasn't the Mad Janitor. Obsessed Man. I want to say Obsessed Man. It was. Oh, we got nicotine withdrawal during this. Not that it matters too much. Yeah, he should die? Does he not die? Do I actually... Might I actually die to Doom here? No, there's no way, right? Well, we're gonna be sure, so we're gonna do this. Yeah, so... We survive. No need to worry. So without further ado, if you have anything to say so. Otherwise, this run and the previous run being as it is, I mean, 50% win rate right now. But otherwise, there'll be another video about 2 to 3 hours from now, and I'll see you then. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!